Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Wednesday stream. We are cooking up some Valorant here at Mnvl tonight, and I have some awesome co-casters joining me in the booth. Let's kick things off with Epiphany first. How are you doing tonight, good sir?
Doing good, man. Skep excited to get back on the desk for some Valorant today, filling in for Michaela, currently in Arizona. I think I got the plate right here. There it is. And, I think it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to get back to casting some Val today.
And we're happy to have you on the broadcast. And now over to our familiar friend Zone. What is up, Jerry? How we doing, my man?
I'm doing really good. I'm really excited about the matchups we've got today. We've got some really good games coming up, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. Great matchups. All of our schools coming into the day are sitting at 3-1 records. So impressive to say the least. These schools have gotten the better of their opponents for the most part of their game so far, right? 3-1 is a good start. And frankly, setting yourself up for a makings of a run to the tournament, right? That's kind of what we're starting to see here. A lot of these schools are going to be familiar to our Valorant audience. We are kicking things off with Blue Sky, so a very familiar and formidable school. They only dropped by 2 rounds to the team of Minnetonka, who won the tourney last year. So definitely something to look out for. Taking on Spring Lake Park in game number 1. And our second game of the evening will be Rosemount taking on AFSA. So big matchups indeed, gents. And I think that we have seen all these schools before. So, I mean, where do you guys want to start?
I mean, honestly, you look at these schools and you look at Spring Lake Park. Obviously, you mentioned the 3-1 record across the board for both of these games. That's definitely an interesting thing to consider with the point that we're at. I talked about this on the Rocket League stream, but this is where performance really is key. And both of these teams in this matchup and in the next matchup are definitely feeling comfortable right now with the position that they're currently in. So now it's all about extending that, really adding that extra layer of comfort. Of course, if you lose the match today, you go to 3-2. Start to feel a bit wavery, but you win this one, go to 4-1, you're feeling pretty good going into the state department. So we'll see how things go for both of these squads today.
For sure. Yeah, I think you definitely have a point to be made there. Friendzone, your thoughts on going in to a very familiar map in Ascent here for game number 1?
Yeah, this Ascent map is kind of the Mnvl Classic. This is where both teams really get to shine very heavily here, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Blue Sky again with them being a championship caliber team. And the last time we saw them on stream, they were facing Burnsville, and they went, I think, triple overtime. So this team is really good at just kind of staying in there the whole game, win or lose. They do not go down without a fight.
Yeah, and you look at the way that this is panning out already. Blue Sky gonna lock in that Jet, locking in that Sage, that Omen also coming through, or excuse me, not the Sage. We got the Sky coming through, but Killjoy as well. We're starting to see kind of these compositions. We're starting to see Blue Sky with this decisive action already early on here. SLP maybe more so trying to play that adaptive mindset. We'll see what they decide to do. Maybe questioning whether they want to lock in that Jet. We'll see if maybe the Reyna comes through the Omen, but I think right now they're just kind of strategizing based off of a very decisive Blue Sky lineup.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I feel like Jet is kind of almost an essential duelist that you want to have on Ascent, just with all those kind of nice long sight lines you have. You can really take control of mid almost every round. You can also hold A from almost any angle in heaven. And it's just a really strong pick for this team here.
Yeah, a good strong pick. I mean, SLP right now figuring out kind of what they want to do at the last few seconds here, and it seems like they've officially decided on this one, despite the lack of full lock-in. They're now deciding exactly what they want to do, and you look at the way that this one's lining up. I do see some commonalities. Of course, you got that Omen on both sides. You got that. I think in general the KO might be a bit of a deviation that we're not typically used to. I feel like I see KO maybe on Icebox a bit more than Ascent, but you got that Reyna on the left side for Blue Sky as well. So definitely some similarities, differences alike though as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely. No, these KO and kind of Sky really go hand in hand with those blinds and kind of pushing forward, kind of canceling out utility. We've got the two Sentinels here, Cypher and Killjoy, going to be really essential for holding back both of these really push heavy teams we've got here. And yeah, once again, I'm just really excited to see how this game plays out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, you look at Ascent, right? That classic Mnvl map. This is where things really have to be the bread and butter for both of these teams. And that's where the little details start to matter, right? If you look at the way that a map like this plays out commonly, it's really going to come down to if the other team also is probably well versed, well experienced on it, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to get that upper hand. And that comes down, like I said, to those small details. So we'll see how things go, and maybe those details going to lie in the differences in these agents here. But first round off, it's Blue Sky on the defense here, SLP on the attack. We'll see how they organize.
And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a slow push, possibly on to B here. A little bit of traded damage here. Half on the Killjoy and half on the KO.
Yeah, good kill coming out from Versailles here, as now it's going to be that push moving over towards that A side. Boombot out as well for the side of Versailles. See if that's able to find anything nonetheless, though. Mid going to be the next place where 24 Gang tries to go. See if he can find anything. No dice on the kill there. Good information nonetheless. First blood, though, of course, out to the side of SLP. Blue Sky right now going to suffer the disadvantage. We'll see how they decide to recuperate.
Really liking the slow push here. Killjoy turret is going to spot one. And it is, however, going to get a kill on the Raze. And they know the garage push is coming.
Yeah, here's the action starting to come on through. You see the players crowding up. SLP starting to take some shots. It's all about how they're going to break their way on in, though. The time's starting to dwindle away. It's 25 seconds on the board. Scott, the first one to lay down some shots. No dice just yet on that one, but Jazz able to back him up. Ethereal as well. The next one off. Jazz, another one. And that is going to be a solid round for Blue Sky. SLP, maybe they wait a bit too long, but once they push in, they get demolished by the side of Blue Sky in round one.
Yeah, that Jazz is really coming in there, doing the work. That 4 kills with the Ghost, really doing a good job of spotting everyone coming in out of garage and just stopping everyone in their tracks.
Yeah, and kind of talk to me, like, what are we seeing right now from the side of SLP? What do they need to do if they want to try to take away some of these attack rounds? At least from that first one, what are your key observations?
So the one thing that I really noticed was that kind of delayed push. Like, they all knew that everyone was coming through garage. SLP did have the bravery to try and stick in there and try and get through garage anyways, but you really wait that long, you don't have a lot of time left in the round. You would maybe start kind of considering rotating, maybe trying to push through mid instead of forcing everyone through garage. There are just a couple different ways they could have played that, but I still feel like, the garage push could have worked out.
Yeah, for sure. And now as we get into this next one, it's going to be all about Versailles trying to kick things off here on that attack once more. Good shot. Maybe the wall bang, maybe the head glitch as well. Not going to be quite enough for Blue Sky. Good shots in as well to Scott. But you got to look out on the right. Katsui able to get both of them. A massive 2-piece. Now SLP suffering the consequences of that. 3 players up to the 5 that Blue Sky is currently working with. I'm going to have to find a way into the site here. This is the difficult part, as that smoke does come out. Maybe a little bit of help, but you got players completely in the corners, completely on Overwatch. A beautiful kill again out of JB. Now suddenly, all the players for SLP dwindling away.
Yeah, I mean, that was just really good, a textbook hold there by the Omen, making sure, maybe mid was not clear yet. He did a really good job of holding tree, stopping that jet from coming into sight, and those smokes were just placed perfectly so no one could come in from A main at all. This Blue Sky defense is shaping up to be really dominant this first half.
Yeah, and they've also done a good job of, thwarting those efforts in the department of just finding those kills, winning those one-on-ones, winning those gunfights, right? Like, you look at the way that Katsui was able to win some of those ones in that round. Obviously so influential, a 2-piece to kick things off, and now it's just all about lining that up another time.
Cover going out.
Yeah, most definitely. Big blinds coming out. Omen smokes. Jazz is going to get one here on Versailles. The shots traded. Jazz shooting through the smoke to get a second onto the KO here.
Yeah, now you're starting to already struggle for your SLP once more. Gonna have to find a way to start winning these ones. Green Cyborg, that's the first step in doing so, but you gotta look in your corner. JB there to take you apart right away. Now it's all up to one player, and that is going to be 24 Yang. Gonna drop to the ground. That is Blue Sky taking away another decisive round.
SOP should have definitely taken a little bit more time, taking that just one little second to look left there. Could have easily stopped that Omen from getting both those kills.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the scoreboard right now, you see kind of the way that things are panning out, at least in the initial department here. It's going to be 6 kills at the top for Blue Sky right now. Definitely a number that you don't want to ignore as SLP. They look to organize the next push here. Mid going to be their lane of entry. We'll see if it's going to be viable for success, though, as Jazz in the corner gonna already lay hell loose as he's able to find 2. Eventually drops, though. Gang able to take him out. Scout 4K. Eventually the 1. Find the next kill. It's going to be up to SLP now, again, to clutch this one up. 2v4.
Jazz sitting there that round was, my goodness, that was honestly stopped SLP in their tracks. They did not know what to do there. Those 2 frags almost got away from it too going into market. If Jet didn't dash up, could have easily escaped and maybe possibly gotten the other 2 that were there.
Yeah, now we're starting to already kind of also see the credit advantage, right? Blue Sky is starting to really feel the economic success, and quite the exact opposite for the side of SLP.
But this
Gonna
is
really start to struggle here soon.
Yeah, this is the first round though where they do have an equal sort of gun match. All that SLP has been
This is
doing
true.
before is just saving. So let's see if they can do some work with these higher tier guns.
Yeah, you weren't able to find that success in those earlier rounds, but now you have these guns, you've saved up those creds. Now it's really about performing in order to keep things possibly that way. Minute 20 on the clock. Cat Attack able to draw that first blood out. That's the second. Ketsui as well with the sniper operator. Gonna prove useful in that scenario. Now already finding his way up towards the top side, looking to find and scout for where the next kill is. Possibly a good timing. Yep, there it is. Beautiful snap. Already all on to one more player for the side of SLP, and that is exactly going to be a perfect answer to our question if they're gonna keep that cred momentum, and the answer to that gonna be a resounding no.
Yeah, that A push was just not it. You had the Cat Attack at the bottom, just holding, making sure A main was clear. Then you had the Jet up top with the op, just shutting everyone down. KO tried to come through tree, could not make it work. Hopefully now, we got a save round here. They could potentially see Blue Sky just stomping them into the ground even further.
And, you know, you look at Blue Sky and the way that they've kind of played this one out, it's just generally good defense, good gunfights. I remember I said that at the beginning, and this is just one of those consistent through lines that we see with this squad. And now you look at Scott as well, the first one in, maybe getting a little bit overzealous in the chow. Gonna drop eventually. SLP now over towards the right side, trying to find their way through. But hey, this is a good step. 24 Gang able to find his way into the site. That initial break, so useful for SLP as they keep finding these kills. Jazz able to drop one to mediate the chaos, but is that going to be enough? The answer to that may be exactly going to be the case as Cat Attack and Doom able to find 2 of their own green cyborg, again to moderate for the side of SLP, but Cat Attack going too big, too strong for the side of Blue Sky, able to take down those SLP players and take away another round. 6-0, Jerry.
It was looking good for a second there. SLP was getting onto site. They did get a couple of those early picks. It was looking pretty even, but Cat Attack in market was just holding everyone back yet again.
Yeah, and you know, you look at Jazz right now, 9-2 going to be the KD for him going into this, and that is just something you can't ignore. Absolutely fragging for the squad. Cat Attack as well. We've consistently seen Cat Attack find those opportunities, find those angles that are just so necessary, so important in order to cut off SLP. And again, this is where we are seeing that happen. Blue Sky, Scott 4K, able to draw the first 2. Simply able to find the answer back. That's going to make this one a 3 versus 3. We'll see if SLP can adapt here.
We will be able to see indeed. They're going to try the garage push again. They do have the Jet and Omen still on A, though, for Blue Sky. So if they get the Sky here, this could be a pretty big push onto B. Guy's going to take one out in garage, however. The last 2 are still there. Omen Blind comes out. TP in front of Cat Attack, who is not phased.
He picks. Cat Attack able to draw some shots into one. Now it's going to be all about the next. Tomato. Yeah, no dice on there. And Ketsui again with the shotgun. Able to drop him. And this is where Blue Sky 7-0. Really running away with this one in SLP. They need to find something, and they need to find it now. Jerry, talk to me. What do they need to do if they want to try to have any chance at winning this?
I don't know, honestly. I feel like SLP's coordination has been good so far. They're doing a decent job at pacing and trying to keep up and attack this Blue Sky defense. But Blue Sky's skill just is unmatched so far. Again, with them going 7-0. I mean, it's looking a little rough. Everything that they try and push, they're always met with very good opposition in the form of either Cat Attack or Scott. And both sides are just being held down really well.
That they are. And, you know, Cat Attack, I'd say she's just been incredibly influential in the department of rotation cutoffs, as well as just playing that kind of defensive role, but also as Jet being a bit more aggressive when necessary so well. And, well, Jazz, that is what Jazz does best, able to find that two-piece there off the bat. That's why the KD is so high. Make that a third, make that a fourth. It could be an ace in the round. It could be them all. Gang, now the last man up for the side of SLP. Able to find one onto Scott. Jazz, are you gonna find the last? Yes, you are. That is an ace.
My goodness, Jazz. What are you doing? Tearing this SLP team apart.
14-3, the KD for him going into this 9th round. That is stellar.
Oof. Yeah, the
against this SLP squad.
Creds are in favor of Blue Sky. Tactics are going unmatched. Epiphany, I voiced my concerns on what I think SLP needs to change. What do you think they should do?
Yeah, you know, SLP, I think at this current moment, it's really just about ramping up that aggression. If you're able to find some of that information, you need to use it. You need to find a way to profit off of it relatively quick. Otherwise, you get trapped. Blue Sky, they set up a 4-year attack on that defense, and things get real difficult real quick. So when you talk about aggression, you just got to find your way into that site. Simp, maybe the one to help to do so. First one to maybe draw a kill on the site is Jazz. Able to find one, but able to find the trade is going to be Simp in that scenario. But then you let Katsui go off like that, and things are going to get real difficult. Cat Attack, she's able to find one with the snipe, and that is a breakdown on the offense there for the side of SLP.
My goodness, we're going 9-0 now. That, I mean, it was looking like a good push at the start. You know, numbers are pretty even, and then that Katsui just came in and wiped out 3 of them in an instant. This kill feed lighted up green.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those situations where clearly the communication on a different level as well. When you look at the way that Blue Sky has been able to find some of these rounds, it has got to be because of those quick flurries of kills, which also inversely because they communicate where these players are. And SLP, they just are not able to be on their toes quick enough to adapt to that, because Blue Sky, that chemistry is just on another level. Now SLP organizing for that push on over towards this B site. Is it going to be enough to find some of these kills? Yes, it is. Versailles Gang able to get a good start here, but SLP, they just got to find one on the board here, and you have a good start now. Profit off of it.
Yeah, one thing I'm definitely noticing right now is SLP does a really good job of kind of sticking together and all pushing on site at the same time. But that, I think, is the key reason why Blue Sky is able to shut down so many of SLP's attackers at one time. Because of them all pushing onto the site together, it really kind of creates a spacing issue here.
Yeah, no, I mean, you look at Blue Sky. This is Doomche B. Last one up to try to keep the streak alive. The 9 rounds in a row. It could be broken here. SLP bomb down. We'll see how they decide to defend this one, as 8 bullets in your gun. Gonna have to pop the reload here soon. Good shots in on the initial. The time are really starting to dwindle away, and it looks like SLP, they might have finally locked a round in.
Spike is going to get 2, though, for SLP. So, I mean, they did win the round, but let's see the creds. It's looking like they're able to buy guns, I believe, this round, but... I mean, good for them, honestly. First round on the board. It's not going to be a total blowout this first half, which is really good.
No. Yeah, and you know, you look at the way that kind of things have gone right now, and I don't want to say that this is like, oh, suddenly offense, everything is going to change for the side of SLP, because I think that's just simply not true. But clearly the defense for Blue Sky They really like it. I don't know how much things will change when we switch on over. SLP might have more of a chance to make this at least a bit closer. But it's just seeming to me right now that Blue Sky, you're just winning those gunfights. So no matter what side you're on, it's going to be the same story. Doom going to continue to write that story, able to find that first kill. Now Gang able to help to trade things out. A nice wall bang comes through, but Jazz as well. Finding an answer back. That's going to be multiple answers. It's going to be a total of 3. Now Versailles trying to do anything to stay alive, and that is just not going to happen when you have a flurry of players all over you.
Yep, and there we go. See, SLP did a really good job of kind of getting onto site yet again. They do good at getting onto site. It's just when they get there, Blue Sky has 2 or 3 people already waiting, and they just slowly start picking off SLP one by one.
Yeah, you gotta find the kills, quite frankly. It's just not gonna happen if you're not able to do that, even if you find your way onto that site, to be honest. And, you got somebody like Jazz, 17 and 6, you gotta learn to shut them down. So we'll see if that's going to happen here soon, or if same thing is going to continue to reoccur as another setup straight down line right now for SLP as they look to figure out where to go. They're going to be occupied as well as that left side of the map, but already Jazz again finding kills like that, going to make it that much harder for the side of SLP to do anything. Now Gang as well going to use that ult, able to find one with it, but in the end, it just won't be quite enough. SLP, another rapid round. They run in, they get mowed down, and that is just a repeat of what we've seen time and time again.
Yeah, it's looking like SLP is doing a really good job of looking for roamers that aren't there. Blue Sky normally tends to really just sit on site, kind of hang back, and be able to move around their side of the map. Blue Sky doesn't really push up and get in the face of SLP that much until SLP gets on the doorstep of Blue Sky, and then they answer back.
Yeah, and you look at the way that things are kind of lining up here now as we head over towards that offensive round for the side of Blue Sky. This is where that gun skill really is going to come into factor. We've got straight pistols across the board. Clean slate for both teams here. SLP going to do anything they can to keep this alive, but Blue Sky right now, it is all on you to just close it out, make the victory lap here on the offense. First shot's in by Jazz, the guy who was frying before with the Vandal in hand, now looking to find a way to do it with the pistol as well. Sheriff for Ketsui as well. Another star player for this squad, but Versailles in a key position right now. You don't want to give it up, though.
A bit of a gunfight going down here in Tree. Jazz is going to get one on the Simp. Ketsui almost takes out Versailles, but Versailles prevails. And then gets dropped by Jazz. Cat attack gets one onto Yang. Leaving this a 4v2 in favor of Blue Sky.
Yeah, and now Blue Sky already again finding a way to get this one going in their favor. Doom, the last one to find the next kill, and the last man up for SLP. It's going to be Cat Attack. She's able to find one, and that is going to be a solid attack there for the side of Blue Sky on their first round on that side. As SLP again, the struggling continuing as one more round, and Blue Sky, they're going to take the series in a very, very dominant 13-1.
Yep, and Blue Sky now have guns compared to SLP's nothing, so this is where aim for SLP is going to be key. You are going to need to stop Blue Sky in their tracks right here and now if you want any chance of not having this game be a total blowout.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to right their wrongs here, or Jazz 22 and 6 they continue to cry. That makes the story that we see. 3 goes around the corner, gonna find spot to the one. There it is, a beautiful snap on the Gang. Already going to be Blue Sky with the man advantage. Green Cyborg, another good set of shots in, but not quite good enough. It's SLP. The numbers dwindling quicker than ever, or maybe quicker per usual, as Ketsui gonna find the next kill onto Versailles. It is all up to Simp now. The judge in hand. Good shots in the smoke. Is it gonna be enough though? It would have to be a technical 1 versus 5. So this is where Simp is really just going to have to use the smoke to his advantage, but he's got players on all ends all around him, and that just will not be enough. That is a dominant showing out of Blue Sky. They're going to move to a solid 4-1. SLP going to struggle going down to the 3-2.
Man, that is no joke coming out from Blue Sky. I gave a little bit of a precautionary warning, that 13-11 showing from Blue Sky last season against Minnetonka really lets you know that this team is like a serious contender. All right. They drew the team that won it all and they took them to 2 rounds away from winning it all. So for Spring Lake Park, take this one. You know, it's a tough loss. It is what it is, but don't beat yourself up over it, okay? Because this Blue Sky team is a very, very well-rounded team, and they were 2 rounds away from beating the state
Yeah,
champs last season.
for
So,
sure.
you know, this is a very hard matchup for most teams in the league. But from Blue Sky boys, I mean, you casted it. What a showing from that squad.
Yeah, it was beautiful across the board. Blue Sky just looking like they're completely on a different level and showing why they deserve to be one of those top contender teams. We'll see how they continue.
Yeah, man, for sure. Friend zone, what were you seeing in there, man?
I was seeing SLP be stopped everywhere. I mean, Blue Sky's defense was unmatched, and then even going into the attacking rounds, Blue Sky was just doing a really good job of getting in the face of SLP, and they just could not compare at all.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, it seemed like wherever the Spring Lake Park attacks seemed to set their sights, they were either running into an operator, either running into, you know, a nasty defensive setup, or Jazz was just going off on an absolute tear. But that is going to round out game number 1, folks. We still have another game set in store. That's going to be Rosemount taking on AFSA. So more Valorant action coming up after the break. Don't you go anywhere. We'll see ya when we return.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
You know we get it poppin' like
Demolishing immortals. No one should be allowed to do it. Alexis taking heads.
Lined up here for Alexis. It's 3K. Sarah moving in. What a flick! Oh my God, Mel's doing it. 3 kills.
My goodness, are you kidding me, Mel? Noya just does it all. Larry goes, and Noya just does it again.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have just received word that we are headed to the coldest map in the game. That is right. Minnesota Zone, Icebox. It's our backyard. It's out there. No. I'm just playing.
Pretty much.
All seriousness, though, yeah, we are going to Icebox. So, from the old classic MNVL map to the new MNVL map, which has become Icebox. It just has this season, something about it. I'm a fan of Icebox. A lot of people diss this map. I'm an Icebox enjoyer. How about you guys?
I think Icebox is definitely one of those maps that has started to make the rise in the league. But, I like it. I think it's good. I think that those sites can get pretty mixy. There's opportunity for some routes. I think it's interesting to take a look at sometimes. What about you, Jerry?
I feel like there's a lot of good ways for you to play defense really well and hold teams back, but there's also really good ways for you to attack and kind of split up. Tube is definitely a big thing for you to have control of as an attacking team. So yeah, this will be definitely a really good game to watch.
For sure. And AFSA and Rosemount, two teams that have stacked up pretty well when it comes to Valorant competition in the past. Looking at some of these names, you got Sheriff on the side of Rosemount. You got Catflyer, Lucid, Winton, some other names for the side of AFSA like Soulless Duck, Spinsky, and Fun Too Long, some names. So not sure if any of those are ringing a bell for you guys, but I definitely recall casting a few of them last season. So, and sitting at 3-1, this is a big opportunity. Like Epiphany said in the game prior, 4-1 it feels like a whole lot more to play for compared to 3-2.
Yeah, I think the way you look at this one is this is where there is really that potential to extend your margin to make things look real nice going into the week 6. So I'd say in general, this is a big matchup for both of these teams because it really is that separation between being in a really kind of comfortable spot and maybe feeling a bit of discomfort going forward. So
For sure. But yeah, overall, Icebox, a familiar map for both squads. You know what you're getting into. We're gonna see the Viper coming out into play. We're gonna see some Sova gameplay. Some of these things are inevitable on a map such as Icebox, but it's kind of like Ascent in that matter. This map is so set in its ways that I think teams find a comfortability factor in that, where they know that it's not like we're going to face some crazy team composition out of the blue and there's a Yoru and a Gecko and all of a sudden we have no idea how to play the game anymore. So I think that comfortableness is something that a lot of teams strive for in the Mnvl Valorant League. But it's good. It works out. I think that's just the way it is until you really have a meta breaker kind of come out of the blue. You're not going to see much change. That's just kind of the way things are. But we could see once we get an agent select, moments away. Any final thoughts from you, Epiphany, before we cut away and your mic is kind of cut away from the world?
Yeah, before I'm cut away from the world, I guess I would just say that this is where, we're starting to see Icebox develop as a map. We're starting to see kind of how teams start to play this one and really making it part of that rotation and expansion of that map pool. Those teams that are good at Icebox, I think it's going to definitely play to their advantage as we move forward here on the timeline. So I think that this is definitely significant to be good at this map. But we'll see how it goes. Take it away, guys.
For sure. Appreciate it as always, Epiphany, and wish you well on the analyst portion. Friend Zone, it's time for you and I to kick things off with this agent select. Let me know what you're seeing, my friend.
Well, here we go. The comfortability setting in. We've got Viper being played by Lucid on the Rosemount squad, already locked in. That was cemented from the beginning.
Okay. Dude, that's hype. I did not expect the Gecko to come out, but Winton pulling out the Gecko, available since last week, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think we've seen too much Gecko play yet on MNVL. So this is, RK giving us a bit of a hover, a bit of a think about. Chamber, the other option, but it is the Gecko. So Gecko on both sides. This is looking nice.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to seeing all the goos coming out from both sides. We've got Reyna's too. A bunch of Lears are going to be
Double
out.
Reyna, yup. So the big difference that I'm seeing is the hover of Astra for Soulless Duck. Not a bad smoke option on this map, right? Just Viper being the natural dominant smoke. Astra more so being that double controller, but playable if AFSA so choosing. They're going to go for it. So sticking with that comfortability, something we talked about in the pregame talk. And both squads going to have a Sage as well, a staple in the Icebox compositions. Friendzone, any final notes that you're seeing between these two squads?
No, just that comfortability again. It's out there. It really is. Astra is a bit of, like you said, a kind of double controller here. She can do really good at kind of holding back, especially with that ultimate wall. It's a little bit harder to use than the Viper wall every round, but Astra can. I would say Astra can do a really good job here if used correctly.
I couldn't agree with you more. In the right hands, Astra, a very capable controller for this map. She has done it for ages. I mean, there's a reason Astra had to be nerfed, right? She was the queen of smokes for basically the first year and a half of the game being out almost, So recently took a little bit of a hit, but very capable still. Soulless Duck going to be piloting that, so we'll have to see how that goes in favor of the attacking AFSA forces. I am excited to get into this one, friend zone. This is going to be good.
Yeah, this is going to be a great match for sure, Skep.
Spy and Sky, a local legend. Always a pleasure to have him on the broadcast. Been a leader for this AFSA squad and always on the Reyna pick too. This is a scary pick in his hands.
Yep, and there we go. Both the Astra smokes coming out. See, this is the one thing that I like about them picking Astra instead of Viper for attacks, because they're able to set up sites in their favor a lot easier than they would if they were to have Viper going on.
AJ getting flashed up. First few shots go awry, but 5v5 plant take still going down according to plan for AFSA. AJ opens up with the first blood. Winton on a quick trade. Nice headshot coming out. And now with Spike planted, AFSA just have to play this post plant properly.
There's my buddy.
A bit of utility
down a man,
coming
down
out.
2 men. This is tough.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, goodness gracious. Down to Spy and Sky in a 1v4. It's a dream situation. 29 HP. First headshot's good. Second is better. Third is even more. Don't tell me it's going to get going like this. Low HP for the Sage. It's not happening. Wrap
My
it up.
goodness.
Put a bow on it.
Spinski was looking a little troubled there, but no, his confidence was not shook at all. 1v4 did not phase him in the slightest.
Wow, man. What a kick off to the pistol round. Give a little bit of a warning, man. I swear, I'm starting to get these spidey senses. I swear, friend zone. Spy and Sky, I give that warning on the Reyna. You give him that heal, man. He's so dangerous. They give him ones, and he bests each member that steps up for the challenge and gives his team a pistol round. What a way to open up this game for AFSA.
Yeah, that was just expert positioning right there for Spy and Sky, and I am very patiently awaiting to see what he does the rest of this game.
It's going to be big numbers, I'll tell you that much. Go ahead and quote me. Fast hit onto the A site for AFSA. No defense put up as they hope for a retake, but with weaponry like they have on these classics, it does not bode well for this defending squad. Good blind coming out, hits 3. And an early kill coming out for the defenders, keeping things at 4-on-4 for the time being. Fun too long up close now will get bested by Sheriff. And all of a sudden, we're viewing a similar situation to last round. 3-on-3. The wall defuse. It's halved, but the attackers retake. It's AJ Weinhagen with the 3K.
Yep, and see, there we go. That didn't even feel like 20 seconds before AFSA was on site and the bomb was already down.
You're right. That was a coordinated strat right from the get-go. They knew what the game plan was and wasted no time to execute on their game plan. So, round 2 in the books for AFSA, and now they approach their bonus round. Spy and Sky with a Marshall, so we'll see if he can find a headshot, get his team a bit of a man advantage and a rifle. See, though, Sheriff is up close, and we know Reyna, capable of damage, finds a Easy first blood onto AJ, not expecting that Reyna to be so close, and gets away to safety.
Looks like Spine Sky's going to drop the Marshall in favor of the Spectre here. You can see him pushing up into the faces of Acid or Rosemount just a little bit more.
Good Dizzy coming out for RK as she tries to clear out back yellow towards danger. Not spotting any foes just yet, but defenders right on the other side of this B site. So a head-on collision surely to take place. Wingman swinging out first. Sheriff finding another headshot, making a third. Reyna's duking it out right now. Mano y mano. This is getting intense, friend zone.
This is pretty, a pretty close game, honestly. I mean, right when you think APSA has the ball going, Rosemount comes out, but then Duck comes in with a 3K.
And still on for it. 30 seconds and counting now. Things starting to heat up, but a flanker in time dwindling. The sand in the hourglass. 19 seconds. The fourth. The flanker. The timing could be everything. Soulless Duck. The safe plant.
10 seconds
But how
left.
safe are you?
Spike planted.
The swing is good for Cat Flyer. What a round and what an attempt from Soulless Duck. A pat on the back isn't enough for an effort like that.
My goodness, yeah.
Job well done on both sides.
Most definitely, yeah. Rosemount did a really good job of, even though APSA was already deep into B, they had one on yellow and they had the other two coming in through long, or the three coming in through long. They still had the Gecko sitting on A, and they still had Sky watching mid in case anyone tried to rotate. That was just really good on Rosemount's positioning right there. But then you can't go talking that round without Soulless Duck, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
3K
yeah,
coming
3K,
in,
4K. I'm with you. And look at what he did to their economy, friend zone. They can't buy because of it. He took out all their weapons.
I mean, just well done. Like you said, pat in the back is not going to be enough for Soulless Duck here.
The whole team's giving him a fist bump after that because it basically hand wraps this next round for the side of AFSA. They go into this round full regalion. They've got the arsenal that they want. And the opposition on near pistols again, friend zone. They just won a round. It's not supposed to be like this. And the attackers kick open the door.
Two go down.
Spike down.
Two are left for Rosemont, but both of them get dropped very quickly here.
My goodness, man. And that's all off the back of Soulless Duck getting 4 with the Spectre, man. Like craziness. Now, finally, they get to buy again, but this is the second buy round in 5 rounds for this team, right? Because of the way the money works. It's just crazy how punishing that is and how big of a round that was from Soulless Duck. 3-1 we go. A big opportunity now for Rosemount to kind of punch back into this game, but a desperately needed round here.
Yeah, most definitely. Coming in, Astra setting up on B again, looking like a massive B push. Rosemount's going to have one in mid, 2 coming from A. Astra ult comes out. Let's see if they
Cosmic
can
divide. I like it. So far, straightforward. Sage Walt, deny time. Rotations coming out quickly. AFSA do a good job at scaling quickly and taking space. Now Fun Too Long putting up the wall plant. Spine Sky at danger. Winton opens up with the first blood. AFSA have commonly found themselves, though, down a man early after spike plant. Spine Sky evens it up and now doubles down. 4v2, Soulless Duck makes it a 3v2. Winton trades back finally. Now Catflyer makes it a 2v2. Spike planted, though, not in a position that the attackers are going to like.
Enemy remaining.
Now into a 2v1. RK is nice. Goes down. Winton gonna get the wingman on it, and I think they got time. All right, wingman didn't go for it, but
That's,
Deco nonetheless gonna get the defuse.
I mean, just my goodness. Like this is such a close matchup. Right when you think AFSA has a lead building up, Rosemount just comes right back.
Beautiful team play, beautiful trades. You see it, the push, and a massive 4K round coming out of Winton, right? We said the defenders needed something. It was a desperation round, and they get the defuse with just over a second left on the Spikes timer. That was massive coming out for the defenders. And now still struggling financially. They got to string together another round here to start to balance things out.
Yeah, and this is going to be a pretty crucial round here, honestly. Just going to be how well they can hold A. Sheriff is going to find one on the Spy and Sky, though.
That's a massive frag. Getting that kill there sets things up on a major note for these defenders for a nice swift retake. Spy and Sky has been the pivotal piece of this attack, along with Soulless Duck. Winton gets none, or fun too long down, and now it's a 1v4. RK is nice. Are you up for this task? Ooh, an early headshot. That doesn't feel good. Oof.
And there we go. Yep, Sage to finish it off.
Man, a jiggle peek dink never feels good. You know, that one always hurts.
That's, yeah, no, that's...
It's like, ow, come on. I'm sorry for peeking. I won't peek again. You can defuse now, you know? I don't know. It always puts you in an awkward stance because you're still trying to win the round, but down to that low digit HP doesn't play out the way that the attackers are going to like.
Not at all. See, this is the thing here, though. I'm loving the back and forth, right?
Yep.
You see here, Rosemount is winning based off of defuses here, so that's good defense on their part. But then you've got AFSA winning, not by planning, but by getting kills. So that's the thing. They're doing a really good job of getting onto site, and Rosemount is doing a really good job of holding them. So this is, like we talked about yesterday in Smite, this is that unstoppable force meeting an immovable object.
Absolutely. Knotted up at 3 apiece. Sheriff going to find a headshot first blood. Now this rain is starting to heat up on the defending side. Lucid going to add to the tally. And AFSA quickly down to a 3-man population on this attack. Weaponry not looking the best for them, so not much you can do. You know, trying to look for any kind of financial damage they can do, but mainly in a save situation coming out for the attack.
Yeah, see, and that's the key thing. You want to try and punish Rosemount here and take out some guys, but then you risk losing
Spy.
your own util. Okay, Spy gets one, though.
Not bad. Get him where you can. AJ up close and personal. Throws a knife that Cruel turns around for and gets punished. And now Spike Plant, extra creds going down. That is what the doctor ordered for these attackers. That should give a little bit of boost and the utility and extra oomph that they need for the next round.
That was huge. KO just came in, pulled an alley-oop on the Sage.
One enemy remaining.
Pop flash good, but Winton with the nice reaction to that flash. A retake coming through, but like you said, really big on the KO there. Let Wingman get his.
Little guy gets the defuse, putting Rosemount around ahead. They're going to have guns 2 going into this round.
That kill spread coming out from the defending squad.
See, I'm loving it. Yeah, everyone's pulling their weight here for Rosemount. And then you've got AFSA, Spy and Sky, Soulless Duck, and AJ all just massacring Rosemount.
A little bit of a difference. I think those early rounds definitely helping out those AFSA attackers, and now the few saves have definitely been hurting some of the players towards the bottom, but now getting back to what they were doing good at, these fast early bursts of an attack. But Rosemount starting to realize that they are better off in a retake format, and that is exactly what they are setting up for. Look at the ultimate advantage that they have here, friend zone.
Yeah, I'm loving it, honestly. They're going to use all that util to their advantage. And again, just like you said, they've noticed that retake is where they shine. So if that means giving up sight for them to plant, then that's what it means. But look, we're a minute into the round. Spike is hopefully soon to be planted. A little bit of trades coming out, but then, you know, Rosemount is just still sticking in there, and AFSA is still trying to get this spike down. It's a really good usage of utility, which is kind of what Icebox is known for. You really have to use all of your abilities to get onto site or keep the opponents off of site.
Yeah, and a weird standoff now at this point. 30 seconds on the clock. These attackers waiting for some sort of flank that is not coming. All defenders are on site and waiting for this push. And like lambs to the slaughter, they push in and they bite the bait. And it ends up costing them big time, friend zone.
Oh my goodness, Sage going off, hitting everyone that was sitting there in between yellow and B long. So my goodness, just well done on Rosemount's part. And they still have that ultimate advantage. They didn't even use any of it that round.
My goodness, you're right. All 4 ultimates saved from the defending side. Sage Resurrection now coming online for the attackers, so one positive note there. We'll have to see, though, because the weaponry is not looking so hot for them. And a save for the next round.
And that's the thing, though. They do have the Reyna ult, which could work in their favor, and they do have Gecko as well to come in. So we could see big util usage to kind of open up this A site.
Good tag early for Spy. Sheriff having to run off and get healed up from the Sage. And now retake again coming out from the defenders. Not needing to change up their game plan, and why would they? Early plant coming out from the attackers. Ooh, spray goes awry. Lucid finds the first blood. Oh my goodness. One too long, close, but not gonna happen. Spy and Sky finds a headshot. But too many defenders on the site. It is now a 6-3 lead in the way of Rosemount.
That Marshall can only do so much for Spy and Sky when he's got 3 people pushing on him.
I mean, you're right. I mean, the weaponry coming back to haunt them. And then in this situation, they gotta produce on their gun round, right? The way the finances work, if you can't be good for your gun rounds, it's gonna pay double. And you're going to have to pull out a rabbit out of the hat on an eco round, right? Where you're working with pistols and maybe a submachine gun or maybe a Marshall. And it's just not seeming to happen right now. The defenders really finding their groove. And I think these attackers really need to start to divert this attack. You know, we need to see some sort of a fake hit into a mix-up, right? A lurk, perhaps. But these 5-man hits are starting to get read by Rosemount. They know exactly how to counter this push.
Yep, and that's the thing. If you look right now, Rosemount still has those split defenses, but AFSA doesn't split up their attackers at all. That's kind of the key issue here, because as soon as Rosemount figures out that everyone's on B again, that whole squad just comes right over. And here we go. Yep, rotates coming in.
Yep.
Everyone's picking an angle to watch, and AFSA is just going to have to try and see what they can do. Yep.
We'll see. We'll see. And now it's just a 5v5 retake. Good luck to both sides. Just the fist back and forth, dude. This is a full-on fist fight, these two squads right now. Not moving an inch. Both teams stubborn as all heck. And the B fight commences. Sky flashing things out early. Defense rolling on into sight. Attackers got to fight together. An early defuse starting to happen, but off before the half. Catfire finds the first. AJ Winehagen quickly gets double kill. Pops the ultimate now into a 1v2. Fun too long gets swung upon and dropped. 3K for the Sage, and the defenders continue with the retake regalion, man. They are too good at these retakes.
Yeah, that's 2 B pushes in a row that have been stopped entirely by this Sage just swinging out on anyone trying to hold yellow.
I'm hoping this attack is going to switch up. They got to realize they got to switch something up because it is time. Too many rounds of the same method of attack in a row. You know, you got to have some sort of split method. If you don't give these attackers something else to worry about, then they can just continue to ball up and not get punished at all for this format. This is such a big map, and it's such a punishable map on over-rotating. But here we go again. An early push towards A. Attackers starting things out on the net positive with Spy and Sky taking out Sheriff. And now the defense on A. Curling and turning, tucking for the hills, but it's not going to matter. They find their opener, and the site is wide open.
AJ's going to get 2 here, and he's just going to sit right on the edge of that Astra. It's going to go off. Oh, but Sage takes him down. 1v4.
Tough spot. Yeah. All right. Another round on the board for AFSA. They find a first blood, and that is all the difference, it seems.
And this is the thing now, because the 5 push onto a site worked this round finally. It's a 6-round loss streak they were building up, but now the strats are finally paying off. They just got in. Gun skill happened to be slightly better than Rosemount was able to handle that round.
I suppose so. And now back to the 5-man fist. Yes, sir. You know, we'll see if it works out, but they are walking into an op this time, I believe. Catflyer has an op, so there it is.
Yep, there's
Tough
one
luck.
down.
But, and this is already a round that's going to be tough. You go for the resurrection here. You're already being fully rotated on. A full minute and 20 seconds left on the round here.
See, now would be the time for you to maybe consider dropping Spike to someone, or just letting 1, maybe 2 people go back to A and have 3 still on
Another
B
off
making
kill
noise.
rings out for Catflyer.
Yep. Here we go. Okay, Spike dropped. But it's just gonna
Guy
be
in the
take
Empress.
Echo.
They're sticking for the push. Echo trying to stick through the plant. Gets tagged up. Catflyer with a 4K on the op. And now it's AJ Weinhagen in a miracle situation. 1v5. Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
He's
Okay.
still gonna get 4 on the.
He's going to kill 5. He's going to kill 6.
Switching sides.
He's going to kill 5 and lose the round. That's crazy.
I mean, lose the round, but still showing off out the door, taking
Oh
4
my
with him.
goodness. Dude, he got 5. They rezzed one. He got a 5. He got an ace that round. He was on for 6. He actually got an ace. I'm so serious. Yeah, that was almost insanity. He almost got 6 kills and lost the round. I don't think that has been like done before. You know, that would have been Valorant history in the making right there.
Right here at Mnvl. My goodness.
AJ Weinhagen on an absolute tear. AFSA managing to pull 4 rounds on the attack. Now, if they could start off the defense nicely, I want to note something though. Look at the attack already from Rosemount. 1 player over towards A is going to throw a flash, and it's already going to be enough of a fake. And look at 4 players from Rosemount waiting over towards B. And look at the rotation already starting to move over towards the A side. 3 players now, and only one on the B.
This is what we were missing from that
This is
AFSA
what we were
push.
asking. Yep, this is what we were asking for. This is all the world of a difference right here, because defenders now have to ask questions. They don't know what's going on, and it is AJ Weinhagen on his lonesome in a 1v4 on this site take. So best of luck to him. They can play retake, yes, but in pistol round, it is much harder to just full-on 5v5 retake, especially with a fully placed stage wall. Here we go. Best of luck to him. Rosemount definitely have done some homework, man. Done their studying going into this matchup. Winton finds 2, though, for AFSA. Or for Rosemount, rather. Big start. Spine Sky now nets the first for AFSA. Things starting to speed up on this spike tick, though. Sheriff makes it a 2v4, now a 1v4. And Rosemount wiped the floor with the AFSA defenses.
Oof. See, and there we go. Rosemount is doing exactly what AFSA should have done 5 rounds ago, right?
Yep. That's exactly it.
Yeah, these
Gotta
5-man
have
pushes.
some diversity in the attack, man. You can't do the same thing all 12 rounds of the half. We'll see what happens. And now a weapon advantage and a full force buy coming out from the side of AFSA. I do like this call coming out from AFSA, okay? Realizing that they are down heavy on rounds. They got to make something happen. But again, AJ Weinhagen alone at B, and 5 attackers starting to creep outside his door. And starting to call it over to his teammates. Full rotation in effect. We'll see if AFSA can pull off the retake, but this is what they were so good at last half, right? Was they were the retakers. Now they are playing post plan. Up close though, big kill for AJ. Net positive for AFSA. Spine Sky delivers another huge kill. And all of a sudden it's 5-on-3. Things starting to turn head over heel. Big kill for Sage, but it's a trade for Solus Duck. And Winton adds to the tally. 3v2 now. Rosemount on the hot seat. The push for Spine Sky. Now 2v1. Winton up close. Makes it a 1v1, but it's not going to happen. RK is nice. Comes out the hero for AFSA around the super badly needed friend zone, and it happens.
Yeah, there we go, right? Apps is doing exactly what we need them to do, right? These are the rounds where they're noticing what's going on. They're communicating really well. They were focusing hard on people. You had Spy and Sky coming in with those Marshall kills, really helping out even the
Absolutely.
odds.
Absolutely. I'm with you. And AJ's opening kill on the Reyna below sight, that was huge, right? Still a winnable game for this AFSA squad. They are not out of it yet. Attackers now on a save and economy situation round, and they are walking right into Spy and Sky. Let's see it. Couple shots not going to go his way, and now getting overwhelmed with the pressure. 4 players splitting up tube kitchen control. The way of the attackers, some good damage onto the Gecko. Now going to get healed up from the Sage. And Solus Duck swings close, finds 2. Can you add some more to the tally? Duck, go ahead.
Down B.
He's low. It's a 4K. The last one's there. One for the ace. Not going to happen.
Oh,
A
classic.
nice
right
try.
click.
A nice try.
But
Like
still,
what
at the
I'm
end of the
seeing.
day, yep, another round for AFSA. That's all we really need now. We just need AFSA to start catching up, capitalizing on Rosemount's mistakes here.
So full buy situation coming out for the attackers. Spy and Sky with a Vandal. I don't know what a Landal is. I was thinking Lambo and Vandal at the same time. That's what I was thinking. So a Lamborghini Vandal. We'll see if we can get my contacts to work on that new skin line coming out. Regardless of that, 'cause that was nonsense.
See, and here we go. This is a really crucial round here for econ purposes, because if Rosemount happens to lose this, they're not going to have guns going in next round, and AFSA is going to have that advantage, which is going to work in their favor, and this could potentially go from 9-5 to a 9-8 game very quickly.
Early Elim coming out the way of AFSA, and that's big from Solus Duck. The other Vandal on this defending squad, opening things out nicely. And now lots of util pouring out from the defenders. Winton gonna get one into a second. Now trouble. Spy and Sky trying to find an angle. Fun Too Long creeping up on the flank, but has to be careful because all these attackers now setting their sights over towards this B site.
See, Fun Too Long had a good hold going on there mid, but then just decided to back off and go towards A. Maybe Fun thought that they were just backing off a little to then come back and strike A again.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Winton
One
waits
enemy
for the
remaining.
rotate. They make the footsteps, and now on for another potential ace. It's Spy and Sky in a 1v5 or 1v4. He knows Winton looking for the ace, so aware of one on the flank. Timing though, the usual battle here. Spy and Sky not going to let timing be an issue here.
Not at all. See, and there we go. That's another shutdown ace this game. I feel like we've seen a lot of those.
Trouble now. 1v2. Turn up the heat. Spy and Sky the tap, the swing. Not going to happen. It is double digits the way of Rosemount.
Valiant effort there for sure.
Man, oh man. Back and forth we go, but now with that round, Rosemount starting to settle things down on this attack. They're going to have another solid buy going into it, whereas our defenders now starting to struggle on the finances. They're going for a force, so if they can't produce on this round, things might be looking dire.
See, and this is the thing right here, is they don't really have the rounds to lose at this point, so they really
Right.
do need to get these couple here.
Early wall from Fun Too Long. Gonna have to heal herself up, down to 1 HP from the decay. That's gotta hurt. And an early attacker plant coming down. The Sky Seekers used from the attacking side as well. Sheriff can't seem to find the headshot onto AJ. And now Catflyer finds a first blood, and defenders really feeling the heat. Spy and Sky pops the Empress, starting to push the pressure. Izzy comes out, blinding up Catflyer. Time winding down. AJ finds one, gets traded out. Cat Flyer on for 3. Winton gonna take one out. And that is gonna do it. Round 11 in the books. And now a save round coming out from the defenders. And things not looking good for this AFSA squad.
Not at all. But we have seen AFSA win these rounds before, so
We
it
have.
is not out yet.
What do you want to see from these defenders differently? I think they got to stack something, but what are you looking for?
They do. That's the thing, though, is that they're choosing to stack A every round. They have just AJ sitting alone on B. They have Fun sitting in mid, and the other 3 are just on A. That's the problem that I think needs to be diagnosed more, is that they need to, if they're going to stack a site, they need to stack that site.
I hear ya. Trying to spam to cover the noise of the entry. Now pushing on in, and seeming to be these fast pushes. Both teams really liking it. Spy and Sky with a Marshall. Sheriff finds a first blood. Spy and Sky finds a freebie. Soulless Duck takes out Sheriff. And all of a sudden they flip the script. Again, friend zone. They have a man advantage in the eco round, but not for long as Lucid trades things back. Ooh, look at this flank coming out too. This is gonna be the nail. This flank from Gecko right here. They're not gonna be ready for it. Gecko finds the first. Spy and Sky up close. Trying to take out as many as he can, but time winding down. Round 12 in the bag for Rosemount.
Yep, there we go. Another round AFSA needed to win, but Rosemount just capitalizes and takes over.
Now here we have it. Rosemount facing, AFSA facing match point. Rosemount, 1 round away from closing things out on Icebox. Winton absolutely showing up on the Gecko.
And here's
Playing a
another
big
thing,
game.
though.
Go ahead.
Big game for sure, yeah. But both teams so far have chosen to just pick a site at the start of the round and stick to it.
Rush. Yep. You're absolutely right.
So that's the thing. I feel like if you hear noise at one site, there's no reason for you to really stay over. Normally, yes, that would be the case of you staying over. But again, both teams this game have decided to just pick one and just send it.
Yep. Very competitive or ranked gameplay vibe. Sheriff on the backline flank. These defenders falling apart bit by bit. Only 2 remain. And it seems all but done here. Soulless Duck on for a 1v5 clutch for the ages. Otherwise, it's AFSA packing up and taking their second defeat of the season. Sheriff gets a 4K. Salt in the wound. GG's to both sides of it, but in the end, it seems like Rosemount a little bit too hot for the Icebox.
Yeah,
Thoughts on
you know,
that, boys?
I'd say that was definitely a game
Oh,
about key
Epiphany
players.
Oh,
Oopsie, I'm not muted on the
You're
stream,
good.
but for you guys, I am. All right.
You're good.
But yeah, no, I'd say it's definitely a game of key players, flashy plays in general. I think as well, there were some really, really good moments for the side of AF. So still, they had those
For
good
sure.
pushes over towards some of those sites. You saw some nice routes coming through, some really close rounds as well. Even that, first few rounds, one of the first few rounds at the beginning, it was a 1 versus 1 that it came down to. So I'd say this is definitely a building block game for you if you are the side of AFSA, but in the end, Rosemount, of course, they come out a bit more dominant and they just have that story of consistency. I remember you guys mentioning, if you look at that scoreboard, you can see pretty good even set of KDs across. So that shows that that team is kind of all on that same level, on that same page. So definitely looking for them to continue that trend forwards.
For sure. Yeah, a valiant effort coming out for from AFSA today, but overall, Rosemount just a little bit more fine-tuned, it seemed like, coordination-wise, really swinging off the backs of each other nicely. You saw a lot of just 2 or 3-man swings, and it seemed like the AFSA players would just get overwhelmed because it's so hard to shoot at 3 or 4 people swinging at you. You and I both know how that feels when you're in game. It's no fun, right, guys? Come on now. Got to play fair numbers, one-on-one. What's up with that? Come on now. But overall, hats off to Rosemount. They played a very solid match. They improve to 4-1, folks. AFSA dropped to 3-2. We are going to take a short break and hopefully find an interview from one of our Rosemount players when we come back, folks. Stay tuned for the interview.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
You know we get it poppin' like
Demolishing immortals. No one should be allowed to do this. Alexis taking heads.
Lined up here for Alexis. It's 3K. Sarah moving in. What a flick! Oh my God, Mel doing it. 3 kills. With goodness, are you kidding me, Mel?
Noya just does it all. Alaric goes, and Noya just does it again.
never done.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are lucky enough to be joined by the Reina player from Rosemount. It is Sheriff. Welcome to the interviewee spot. How are you doing?
Hey, first off, it's good to be here. I'm feeling pretty good.
That is a good feeling to have after a good win on the Icebox. You guys just played a really solid map, and I think overall a very good match from you guys tonight.
Yeah, it's a good learning experience for both teams. I think they played pretty well. Good for the experience.
Yeah, Not too bad. Friend Zone is going to kick things off with our first question for you this evening, Sheriff. So without further ado, Friend Zone, take it away.
All right, so Sheriff, I was wondering what your guys' comms are looking like all game because you were doing a really fantastic job of pointing out the 5-man assaults on AFSA when they were attacking, and then their defensive strat of trying to follow you guys and play retake didn't really work out in their favor either. So what were the comms looking like for you guys?
It was a lot of rinse and repeat. We went to a site. If it didn't work out, we switched things up. If it worked, we just did it again. Otherwise, I think it was pretty chaotic. We were just having fun complaining about how cold we are and how sick we all are.
Here, you did play Icebox, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
I gotta ask you kind of about now the standings that you're at. 4-1 going to be where you sit now. How comfortable does that feel for you moving forward when it comes to state possibility?
You know, we have quite a few new players, so they're definitely learning pretty fast. I feel like, I don't know, our learning speed's pretty good, so I'm feeling really, really confident with our chances of making state. Feeling really good.
Lovely.
All right. Well, to ask a question kind of based off that confidence, my question was, what are you guys going to do as a team to kind of stay on that right path for making state, right? What kind of extra training or practice are you guys going to kind of try to put in, to make sure that you have a spot when it comes down to it?
Yeah, just as you said, practice. Probably gonna do some 5-sacks together. Gonna run through some customs, just get some strategies down.
For sure.
Learn some more agents, just the usual.
Yeah. Well, sounds good. Sounds like you guys are prepped up and ready to go. Other than that, I mean, yeah, well played match of Icebox to you, Sheriff, and your Rosemount teammates. Normally at the end of the interview, we give you guys some shout out time. So any friends, coaches, teammates, or family that you want to shout out, this time is yours, good sir.
Absolutely. Well, first off, our coach. He's really solid coach, giving good feedback. Just really helping us out socially, making sure we're all good. And then Aaron and Kale, they're 2 new players to Valorant. They're playing on our team for the first time. They're playing really well for first players, so it's good to have them on our team.
Big shout outs. Well, awesome. Well, shout out to you as well, Sheriff, for hopping into the interview spot with us. Not always easy, but you handled yourself nicely, just as you did on the server. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the future and maybe seeing you guys at state.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
no problem. Enjoy it. Best of luck on the solo queue.
Thank you. Thank you.
We all need it, man. I swear. Anyways, that's gonna unfortunately wrap up Valorant Wednesday, man. It was a fun broadcast as always. Big shout out to Epiphany for hopping on with us. Always a pleasure to have him out. I mean, go ahead. How you feeling?
Yeah, no problem. I'm just excited to have gotten to cast some Valorant again. Always a good time.
For sure. Always a pleasure to have you, man. Until next time for that department. But Friend Zone, you know how it is. We do this thing weekly, so you and I, they're used to seeing us. We're not so special, but Epiphany, he's the star this week. We'll save the rest of the talk for tomorrow's broadcast. We're going to be live again with some Smash and Minecraft. So if you're into that, we will catch you guys live at 5 tomorrow, folks. For now, we say goodbye and we say see you tomorrow. All right. Have a good Wednesday night. We'll see you tomorrow.